And this is my boomstick. And welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben, and this is my review for Netflix's original movie, Tall Girl. So, Tall Girl is about Jodi, the tallest girl in her high school. She has always felt uncomfortable in her own skin, but after years of slouching, being made fun of, and avoiding attention at all costs, Jodi finally decides to find confidence to stand tall. So this film was a bit of a conundrum for me. The director has directed some TV stuff, not much in the ways of features. I think this is a second or third feature. The writer's the first time writer for features or anything on IMDb, and so I felt like it. I think you will get this when you watch it. There's not a lot of confidence in camera. It is kind of a generic story. I like the story of Jodi, and it is kind of a play by numbers, so you do know what's going to happen at like every beat during the film. But I think the protagonist herself, Jodi, is quite likable as a character, and you do see those beats, as I just mentioned, where she kind of falls for the wrong person. She's getting bullied in school because she's really tall. She's really kind of struggling with that whole kind of demeanor, and the classmates around her, and the story kind of flows around that. It's not for my demographic, so I can totally say that I understand if I don't particularly like this film in a way that I'm supposed to, because if I was younger, I would probably appreciate it more. That's not that I don't appreciate aspects of it. I really like films that tackle issues that maybe need to be talked a bit more about, and it's that coming of age story and some triumphing over struggles. It is that kind of story. We've seen loads of these type of films though, and I'm not sure this one does it particularly better than any of those that we've seen before. When I watched the trailer for this, I could see that it was going to be a bit cheeky, a bit young, but it also had a bit of an 80s feel to it within the trailer, and I have to say I'm a bit disappointed at the fruition of the film, because it is very cheesy in dialogue and scripting, and I know that is the demographic. What I do like about it is its message, so I can definitely champion that, and I think the film itself looks good. I think it like I said, it's playing by numbers. The issue I have with this film is that it is safe and it's not actually saying that much. It doesn't actually stand for something really strongly. Like, it kind of skims over it, but there's nothing new here. So okay, so there's this girl that she's tall. She's not even that tall. She's like 6'1", I think, and that isn't even that tall in our ages. If they were going to choose a subject, perhaps that they could talk about a little bit more deeply and kind of dig into that, even with the kind of the cheesy dialogue and the cheesy feels, that kind of rom com, which it is. It's also a rom com and has that beat into it. I think that probably would have been a better way to go. I've seen a lot of people talking about this film saying, I mean, and they're really kind of bashing it, saying this is not good, it doesn't have anything to stand for. But I think it does have things to stand for. It's just not, it's kind of a generic way of standing for those things. And if that bothers you, then you're probably not going to enjoy this. But I think it will appeal to the demographic that it's aimed at. It's kind of young teens, and the message there is, to stand tall. Kind of a bit on the nose, because she's standing tall. There's even a nice song to go with it, and I think this film it's okay. Like I said, the acting is good. I like some of the core demographics, or the core relationships within it. It follows those patterns we've seen so many times before. She falls for the wrong guy, and eventually towards the end, she sees something, or she sees something she didn't see before, and she comes to some sort of realization. The character has a learning curve, but at the end there's that big reveal of where she understands who she is, and now she's going to live the way that she intends to. Doesn't matter who you are, you can stand against the struggles of life. The message is great, but it doesn't actually say anything new. And I think when I saw the trailer, I would have liked it to kind of stand a bit more tall in a direction, go for a bit more meat. On the surface, it's a fun kind of, well, okay, film, but I don't think it says anything particularly new. I would like to see this director tackle the subject again, because I think the film, like the filming and the dialogue, is okay, although cheesy, and it's a bit quirky and fun, and I like the characters somewhat. If she tackled something a bit more hard going, I think she would have something that she could really kind of stamp her name to it, and I'm looking forward to that day. But until then, all I can say about this film is and does what it says on the tin. If you watch the trailer, you know what you're going to get from this. It's a paint by numbers kind of story, coming of age story. You know where it's going to go, you know how it's going to end. There isn't going to be any really new surprises, and you might cringe quite a bit with some of the dialogue. If you're watching this with your family, with the teens, that I think the teens will appreciate this more than adults will. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought about. There's not actually a lot to dig into here. I mean, I could dig into more about the relationships and the weird dynamics that she goes through and who she trusts, and you know, some of the other characters go through their own arcs, not just the protagonist, which I thought was probably more interesting than who stands up for the tall girl. I think that's probably more interesting to me, the kind of sideline characters. I always love rooting for the underdogs, and in this film, the underdog is not the protagonist, although she is, if you understand what I mean. I'd love to know what you guys think about this film. Did you like it? Have you been anticipating? What have you heard about it? Get in the comments below, chat to me there. But most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.